I'm Deb, and welcome to my YouTube channel, Yoga Bites with Deb. Today we have a practice I'm entitling Tummy Time. I was watching a little video on the internet, and there was a gentleman that was talking about how we give our babies tummy time, and we actually also need tummy time as adults because we do so much things that pull us forward. We're always on our phones, texting, we're driving our cars, we're on our computers. So many things pull us forward, pull us forward. So tummy time helps to counter that. So we're just doing a few postures on our tummies and some postures that'll strengthen the back side of our body. So I hope you'll join me on your belly in Sphinx pose. Come onto your belly into Sphinx pose. So we're going to extend our legs straight out behind us, prop ourselves up onto our forearms. So if you can get your elbows right underneath your shoulders, great. But if that's causing maybe too much pinching in the low back, you can walk those elbows forward so that you aren't up as high. However, we don't want to hunch up. We want to be pushing the ground away, squeezing our shoulder blades back, lengthening the spine. And you might find that a little pillow in front of you or a bolster might be helpful. If you're holding this for any length of time, I highly recommend that. I do that myself in any yin classes that I do. It just supports my low back a little bit better, and I can hold the pose for longer. But we're not going to be here that long, but we will be revisiting this posture often. So again, root down with the forearms, lengthen up with the spine, squeeze the shoulder blades back. So this is a great posture to do to counter all of our forward folding where we're always texting or driving or on our computers or whatever we're doing. It's pulling us forward. So this is going to counter that. Taking slow, deep breaths, observing how the body feels. And then we're going to slowly lower the chest down. Maybe stack your hands and rest your forehead onto your hands. Couple of breaths, maybe wiggle the hips from side to side. Taking our hands down by our sides, let's press those palms into the mat. And you're going to keep your forehead rested, or if you prefer, your chin rested onto the mat. So you want to keep the upper body rested, engage your core, pelvic floor up, belly in, half locust pose. Let one leg float off the mat. And just breathe. Release that leg down. When you're ready, make sure that core is engaged, belly is in, other leg floats up. Release that leg down. Nice big inhale. Sigh it out. And then pressing the hands into the mat. This time, see if you can lift your chest up. Keep that belly in, and maybe you can float both legs up into our locust. Releasing down. Again, stack your hands maybe, rest your forehead on your hands. Maybe wiggle those hips a bit from side to side. Okay, revisiting Sphinx pose. Prop yourself on your forearms, push the forearms into the mat, lengthen your spine, squeeze the shoulder blades back. Slowly release down. This time bend one knee, reach back and grab for the foot. Just stretch out the thigh. Switch sides. And release. Coming into a variation on our bow pose, bending those knees, flexing the feet. Hands are either by your sides, maybe the palms are up, or let's clasp the hands into the low back. Squeeze the shoulder blades back, belly is in. Lift that chest up, reach the arms down the body, and then see if you can float your knees away from the mat. So we're really working to strengthen the backside of our body, which we don't spend a lot of time doing. So it's very important that we do actually pay attention to this backside of our body, strengthen it. Make sure you're breathing, and then slowly release. This time, maybe keep your knees bent, bring them nice and wide, and windshield wiper, drop the feet from side to side. Okay, we want to stay loose, we want to stay relaxed. There's a lot of these back bending postures here. So be kind to yourself. Stretch those legs out. Revisit sphinx pose. Press the forearms down. Squeeze the shoulder blades back. Lengthen the spine. So if at any point this is too much and you need to take a break, feel free to maybe come into child's pose. But if you're able to just keep with these back bending postures, strengthening our backside, opening, so we're stretching to open the front and release all the way down. Good. So a lot of times when we're folding forward all the time, lots of tension through the chest. So let's do a posture just to open up the chest area. Or can extend the arm straight out or maybe even bend the elbow. Okay, you're going to roll to, so I'm extending my left arm out. I'm going to roll to my left side. I'm going to keep my right hand to rest my head on. And I'm going to bend my right knee and place that foot onto the mat on the other side of my left leg. Okay, so I can feel this quite intensely. We're just going to hold here and take several breaths. So try and soften. Try not to engage too many muscles, just what's needed for support. Lengthen out the breath just to help stretch the body. And then we're going to slowly roll out of this pose. We're going to go right over to the other side. So extending the, it'll be my right arm, bending at the elbow, rolling onto my right side, letting my left hand cradle my head, bend that left knee, place the foot on the mat just behind my right leg if that's comfortable. If it's not, find something that works for your body. And then soften as much as you can. Okay, we're looking for sensation. You're looking to feel a stretch. I feel this through my chest, through my underarm area, up into the shoulder. You might feel it slightly different. That's normal. That's okay. Your body is different from mine. And then I'm just going to soften and focus on the breath. Just give my body permission to open up. You might notice one side's tighter than the other. Slowly coming out of this posture, coming back into our sphinx pose, pressing the forearms down, lengthen the spine, squeeze the shoulder blades back. Notice if you're hunching, right? If you're fatigued, take a break rather than come into poor posture. And then from here, we're just going to slowly press ourselves back into our child's pose. If you're able to, keep your knees close together as you bow down. Maybe you're stacking your fists, or maybe your forehead comes right to the mat. Maybe your hands come beside your feet, or you can tuck them in. And this rounds our spine, but this is our counter to a lot of the back bending that we've been doing. And then we're going to slowly bring ourselves up. And that was our yoga bite for today. A little bit of tummy time. I hope you enjoyed your practice. Thank you so much for joining me. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe.